So, Alfredo, tell us about your new plan, the American Small Business Prosperity Plan.
Yeah, absolutely, Charlie. Well, your intro was right on, though. I mean, small businesses in this country are the heartbeat of our communities, or the heartbeat of our country. And without small businesses, we have no country. I mean, when you think about it, 30 million small business owners out there employing about 60 million people. So you're talking to pull about 90 million hardworking Americans that are really dependent on the success or failure of small business. And frankly, this administration has done absolutely nothing to try to help them. In fact, has done everything possible to try to hurt them. We actually call it the war on small business, Charlie, because that's exactly what they did from day one. And, in terms of, if you look at what the policies of the Biden administration have done in terms of inflation, we're now in the middle of a recession. You've got labor force issues, supply chain issues. Everything has been hurting our small businesses. And really, there's no relief in sight coming from this administration. And that's why, Charlie, we put together this 8-point plan working with Newt Gingrich on its release last week. And so we're really excited about, the support that we've gotten. I'm going to just list out the quick 8 points because we try to keep it as simple as we could, Charlie, so that folks could actually focus and understand what we're trying to do. The first one, though, the most important one, is really make the tax cuts permanent from the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, especially when it comes to the small business provisions that were included in there. The second one is to really launch and unleash domestic energy production again. Charlie, you and I have both been talking about this since day one of the administration, but every single thing that's bad right now, we can trace all the way back to that fateful day, the first day of his administration, when he launched basically his attack on domestic energy production. And all the inflation, the supply chain issues, everything we're seeing really comes back to that day. So we're saying we got to bring back domestic energy production. Healthcare, bring those healthcare costs down. There are ways of doing it. Our healthcareforyou.com outlines a really great way of being able to address healthcare costs for our small businesses. Exempt small businesses from over regulation, basically, which has been one of the things that this administration loves doing, and frankly, every other Democrat administration has done. Remember that President Trump unleashed small business success by really bringing down taxes and bringing down regulations. And so we want to basically challenge the system and basically say that any regulation, Charlie, that is out there, like, small businesses are exempted from it automatically. And the agency that wants to put forth this regulation is going to have to prove why the small business community needs to be rolled into that. So we're really kind of putting that on its head versus where it is today. Government spending, of course, kind of rein that in, fix the supply chain issue, and dealing with China, obviously, is another piece. And then an actual work requirement that will be incorporated for any recipients of government aid. We think that's very, very important. And frankly, because of the Biden administration, all the free money, Charlie, that was being given away, the American work ethic has pretty much been decimated. So we're saying bring the work requirement back. If you're an able-bodied person, you're receiving government aid, you should be able to work for that. And then lastly, expanding access to capital. We think it's so important, for that to happen. I think it was actually Jesse Jackson that said, remember that capitalism without capital is just another ism. And so we're excited about the plan. It's getting a lot of support. Charlie, thank you for your support. Just yesterday, we also received the support from House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. So we're well on the way in terms of momentum.